I don't have mute controls or anything either, by the way.
I got it.
Okay.
Well, apparently I got everything, even though you logged in first. Okay. All right.
Awesome. So Janae is going to join us again when she gets home. She was driving.
Perfect.
About 5 minutes from home, she said.
Sounds perfect. Okay, ladies.
Yay.
We are going to be talking about fundraisers. Will it let you share screen, Beth?
I'm going to go ahead and doubt it, but let's see. Oh, yeah, it is going to let me do that.
Awesome.
And I don't have the document open, so I do actually. Okay. Let's see.
So yeah, we are talking about fundraisers tonight. So we are in the middle of our busiest season right now, and it is craziness with everything we've got going on. But January is coming and things will slow down a little bit. So we wanted to give you all some tools to help you so that you won't end up in a January slump. And one of the best ways to prevent a January slump is to schedule some fundraisers now. So we're going to give you some tools so that you can know how to prepare for those fundraisers. Okay?
Okay, sorry. Hang on.
It's coming. It says screen.
It's coming. Slowly. And my phone is blowing up for some reason. I don't know who's trying to get to me. Why is my doc not opening now? It was there a second ago. This is my computer issues today. Everything is going wicked slow.
Well, it says it's coming. Oh, there we go. We have your screen.
Okay. Do you see the PowerPoint yet or no?
Nope, just your main screen right now.
Okay. The PowerPoint says it's not responding, which is perfect.
Let's see.
Oh my gosh.
That's okay.
I am going to go on Skype. That's what I'm going to do.
I got it. We'll see if mine will come up.
Okay.
Now let me know if you see it.
Mine's like spinning.
We really do have training for y'all. We promise. Technical issues. Do you all see my screen?
Yes, I see your screen.
Awesome. So like
Does that mean you no longer see my screen?
We no longer see your screen.
Okay, perfect.
But I have unstable internet. We'll go fix it.
I love technology.
Don't we love it? Beth, do you want to go ahead and start with the first slide about why we offer fundraisers, and I will change mine over?
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, let's see. For those of you that are on video, raise your hand if you've done a fundraiser before with 31. Okay. First started out, don't really get the point of fundraisers because it's way all or some of your commission. So you're not really making a ton of money on the fundraiser itself. People don't necessarily, but really, honestly, they can be super beneficial for your business because you're going to meet a ton of new people, get a ton of new contacts, get your name out there within the community, get 31 out there within the community, because believe it or not, there's people that still haven't heard of it, which is ludicrous to me, but it is a thing. And you can potentially get a lot of good bookings, potentially recruits, really potentially a lot of long-term customers out of a fundraiser. So no, you might not make a lot of money off the fundraiser itself initially, but it can be a great stepping stone towards long-term financial gains for you and your business. So that's why we are training on this. And that's why we would really encourage you to start thinking about the types of organizations you could fundraise for, which is one of the things we're going to go over in the slide. And it's also really fun, especially if you're super passionate about an organization, to be able to help them and give back to them through your business.
So I'll tell you all about an organization, or actually it's a lady that I have been working with a lot here this fall. Her daughter died of leukemia last November. It was a week ago last week, or a year ago last week, that she passed away. And before her daughter passed away, she had told her mom that she wanted to help the children on the cancer unit at Duke University, or Duke Hospital in North Carolina. And so her mom promised her that she would take things to the kids twice a year. And so I have been doing fundraisers with this mother to help her get bags to take to the children. So she's taking them she took them Friday in honor of her daughter's birthday. And she's going to take things again in January to the nurses to honor the nurses after things slow down a little bit for them, so that they know that they're still honored. And so we have been doing a fundraiser full catalog, and I give her 25% of the sales. So that's one of the options. And this is very dear to my heart, because this is a mom who really watched her daughter struggle with cancer. And so she's honoring her daughter's wishes with the fundraisers that we're doing. So that is one type of fundraiser that you can do. And I know, Beth, animals are very dear to your heart. So you tend to do lots of fundraisers around animals, don't you?
I do. People are okay, but I really like animals kind of better most of the time, just in general. So yeah, I do a lot of with various different dog rescues and stuff like that around here, just because I'm passionate about it. So it makes it really easy for me to book the fundraiser, because they can see how enthusiastic I am, and also to help drum up sales for those fundraisers, because like that's my heart, so absolutely. Also, my kids are super athletic, always have been. They're both in high school now, but growing up, we're always in, Pop Warner and Little League and football, cheer, softball, baseball, lacrosse, everything. So around here, there's so many sports organizations, and I imagine that's the case everywhere. And a lot of those teams, especially travel ball and stuff like that, are always looking to raise funds for various tournaments or, end of season parties, whatever they have going on, new equipment, new uniforms. So those can be some really, really great organizations, and I've done some great fundraisers for organizations like that as well. PTA, I've done fundraisers for. I'm just kind of looking down our list here on the PowerPoint, and Marie, maybe you can touch on some of the ones that I don't. But PTA, I've done fundraisers for as well. The thing with PTA is PTA can be a little complicated, because often the main PTA sets their fundraiser, like that they're going to do wrapping paper and cookie dough and whatever, like a year in advance. So depending on the school, like especially the bigger schools, you can't always just get on in for a little quickie fundraiser with the main PTA organization. But in booster clubs and such within the school itself, that you can go through the PTA to get to fundraise, like for the band or for the chess club or whatever organizations are within your school. So the PTA is a good stepping point for school stuff, but it's not always going to be your ultimate go-to as far as the fundraiser in the end. It might not be who you're working with, but they can be great. And doing fundraisers for the school when my kids were in elementary really got me so in the door, and my school started buying Christmas gifts and end of the year teacher gifts and stuff like that. The PTA started buying that for the teachers from me. So I would have, $2,000, $2,500 parties for the PTA for them to give to the teachers. So it was that's one really good example of how fundraisers can bring you more business down the road, because they liked working with me, and I got to show up at their events and help hand out the gifts and stuff like that at their teacher celebration luncheon in the beginning of May and all that kind of thing. So it ended up being a really, really, really good thing for me. Church youth groups, a lot of those are always fundraising for mission trips and that sort of thing. So that's another great in, particularly smaller churches again. And those, you usually get a lot of support from the congregation. And if you can set up, if they have some kind of event, like, you know, a monthly church youth group meeting or anything like that, where you can actually physically go and set up product, then you're probably going to do a lot better with that particular type of organization as well. Marikan, I don't know if you want to tag team in. I didn't really touch on adoption or medical bills or that kind of thing.
I have done fundraisers for friends that were doing adoptions as well. So one of the things that I see here is the talk about the tax intentions. So for some organizations, they can give you a fundraiser form that tells what donation you have made to them so that you can use that as a tax write-off. Others of them are not going to be able to do that. So the way to be able to use that for your taxes in that case is you're going to keep the amount that you gave to them, and it is advertising. 100% advertising for your business, and you can use that under the advertising write-off line on your taxes, because you are advertising your business through this fundraiser and getting your name out there and putting your catalogs and cards in every single order, right? So that's really an important thing to know as far as the tax write-off part of fundraisers, because that's one of the reasons we do them, not only to make money for our business, but to also offset the income that we make with the tax write-offs. So I have done the adoption fee fundraiser for my hairdresser. I've also worked with school groups within the group. When my son was in 5th grade, they were going on a field trip to Jamestown. And so we did a fundraiser to help raise some money for their travel for that. So there's lots of different ways to do it. What you need to do is look in your community and find the areas that you want to work with, and then contact those people and let them know that you do fundraisers and you want to help them. They're not going to come to you. You're going to need to go to them. And that's a very important distinction, because lots of times as 31 consultants, they don't think of us as a fundraising organization. And so they won't think to come to us. So seek them out and then go ask them. I have gone to every daycare in my community in the past and offered fundraisers to them and was able to book a number that way. So just stopping by the daycares and saying, hey, I do fundraisers, would you all be interested, might be a great way for you all to get some fundraisers in that respect. Janae, would you like to chime in on the how to get fundraisers?
I do mine mostly via people that I know, to be honest. I've done some kind of cold calling to daycares, to organizations, a lot of the schools with their teams. PTOs I have found are tough, just like Beth was saying, because of the year in advance that they do a lot of their planning. I am very fortunate with our elementary school here. I volunteer a lot and do a lot with the school, so I have pulled in a few smaller ones from that because I sit on that board. So that's been helpful to me. The two largest ones that I've been lately were with gymnastics gyms, and my daughter goes to one gym, so I literally approached the owner of the gym. The other one I sent a letter to so I knew somebody else in that gym that I reached out to personally after I sent the letter, and I followed up with the owners as well. So I have a standard letter that I posted actually on the group a few weeks ago, or a week ago when I did my video. That's my standard letter that I send out. So I either call them personally or I send that letter directly to them and then follow up with a phone call about a week later. That's typically what I do.
Awesome.
Yeah, and Janae did share those to my team group, and I passed those along to Marikan as well. So Marikan's going to share them with you guys that are on her team, so you can see her sample letters that she's using, because they're amazing. Janae's had like an $11,000 month this month. Yeah, she's incredible.
$11,000.
Isn't that insane?
It's been a crazy month. I'm a little tired, to say the least.
That's amazing.
I have a really bad cold that's coming on, and I'm sure it's because I am 100%.
Aw.
I'm not going to complain. I'm pretty blessed this month.
Okay, so what type of fundraiser do you want to do? Do you want to do a whole catalog fundraiser, or do you want to do a select product? And you can do these select product fundraisers even when we don't have a monthly special like the medium utility tote. You can pick products that are going to fit the organization that you're doing. Lots of times when I do baseball fundraisers, I do cinch sacks and large utility totes. And zip top organizing utility totes and picnic thermals, just those 4 products. And it makes it a little easier for the young ladies to be able to go out and get the orders and then to enter them as well. But other times I do whole catalog fundraisers. I typically offer 25% of the sales in a whole catalog fundraiser back to them as what they are going to earn from the fundraiser. There are some fundraisers, like cheerleading fundraisers, where they actually want the products. So they are trying to sell as much as they possibly can to get the highest hostess rewards that they can get from their orders. So depending on what type of organization you are working with, the type of fundraiser that you offer may be different, and depending on what the special is during the month. Also, during the medium utility tote fundraisers that we were offering, we were still offering those medium utility totes at $35, and then we were able to give a full $15 back from each medium utility tote to the organization. But one of the things that we discussed, the leaders on my team and Beth and some of her leaders, is when you're going to offer that type of fundraiser, you want to do it the month before that product actually comes out to the masses. So you want to be taking up those orders a month in advance and then putting them in on the very first day of the month. And what that's going to allow you to do is, one thing, it's going to make sure that you do not run out of inventory. So you're going to be putting it in before we have sellouts. The other thing is it's going to keep people from saying, hey, but I can get it for $10 from Sally Consultant. That's true, you can, but you're not going to be helping the organization. So to prevent that from happening, if you offer the fundraiser a month before the product actually goes on sale to all customers, these people are going to be getting them first, and they're not going to question the cost. And then you're also going to be able to give back quite a bit more to each one of the organizations in that respect. So that's my little thing about that. What about you, Beth? What you got to say about it?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's so smart. And y'all know we had, even with November being a short month, we had how many patterns sell out of the medium utility? Like, that's crazy. And you absolutely do not want to be trying to hunt down fundraiser customers on the last day of the month, or the day before the last day of the month, or in this case, like a week before the last day of the month, saying, hey, your thing sold out. Here's your 3 choices you have left. Which one do you like? That's a bummer, and you're going to end up with unhappy customers and canceled orders. So it totally makes a lot of sense to go ahead and do it the month before. If you're doing whole catalog, that doesn't matter. That's not going to apply. If you're doing whole catalog, likely people are going to see the special. They're going to order the special. It is what it is. It's all good. Let them have it. No worries. And now with it being to where we can carry over and do the whole direct ship before party close, all that stuff, just tell everybody you pick direct ship. Most of them are anyway. And go ahead and keep the fundraiser open for this month and the next month as well, and let the organization continue to raise funds. One thing to be aware of with that, if you guys haven't seen it yet, your hostess rewards will expire. They are good for the current month and the previous month, but not back before that. So if you had a party in November, you could close it out at the end of December. You're still going to get all your rewards. But if you wait till January, any of those November orders are going to roll off. So they're no longer going to count towards that hostess base amount. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. But it does offer us a lot more flexibility now.
Yep. All right. Janae, whenever you want to jump in, just let us know. What do you do first? Beth, you want to hit this one?
Absolutely. So there's some things you need to decide, like we've just been talking about. Is it going to be a full catalog, or are you going to do something like when we have a special like medium utility totes where it makes a lot of sense to target an individual item? Are you going to go with one or go with everything? What's going to be your method for distribution, as far as, are you giving them a bunch of catalogs? Are you creating guest packets, quote unquote? And it's going to depend a lot on the organization. With a lot done with sports and that sort of thing, it's usually a very limited number of participants, 10 or 12 people. And so everybody of those participants, people are walking around with so much noise in my house. I don't know what is going on. If it's a small number of participants, I'll give them each a packet with a catalog and, a couple printed out order forms off a TOT and the customer special flyer and like a little note, like we're going to give you, that Janae shared with the group. And each kid will get their own little packet. If it's a bigger thing, if it's like, for example, the PTA, or if it's one of the animal rescue organizations, one of those things where there's just a whole ton of people, I'm not going to give them all that stuff. I might give the organizer maybe a handful of catalogs so she can show them around the office or show them people or whatever. But I'm not going to be putting together 100 packets. That's just not going to happen. So most of those I'm more often going to run primarily online. So everybody can see them on Facebook, and the organizer can send up a link and share it on their fan page and do all those sort of things to drum up orders. How are you collecting payment? If I have created a specific order form, then I'm going to create, and I've done that in some cases for certain fundraisers where I'll create them an order form that's just for the organization, and I'll put on there, here's the space for your credit card, and I will only take credit cards in those cases. I don't want people's personal checks that I'm never going to be able to hunt down again, and I really don't want cash, because I don't want it to have to go through multiple hands, and for the organizer, whoever to have to be responsible for it and all that nonsense. So if I'm handing them paper order forms, I'm asking for credit cards, and that's it. Obviously, if they're ordering online, they've got to do credit cards anyway, so it's not as big a deal then. Incentives to top sellers. Again, if it's a small organization, that's something you could do. If Janae just did gymnastics, I don't know if she did an incentive to the top seller or not, but she can talk to us more about that in a second. But it can be fun, and it can get, some of these little girls especially are super competitive. So if you're offering them, maybe one of the hostess exclusives, as their prize for the top seller, or maybe they get a portion of the hostess rewards, even if you're giving your commission and you were going to keep the hostess rewards. If you're going to give them a portion of that to pick, $50 shopping spree, whatever it is, that can motivate them to work a little harder. So Janae can go over, Janae, do you want to jump in and tell us what you did with the gymnastics girls?
I can, actually.
Awesome.
My girls, for the last 2 fundraisers I did definitely incentivize them. Especially if you're working with sports groups, you guys, they're competitive. They're competitive by nature. They are in a sports group and they're competitive. So if you incentivize them, I have found that it really, really helps benefit both the gym as well as yourself as the consultant. With both gyms, I offered an incentive for all the girls that participated. All they had to do was sell 1 bag, but if they sold 1 bag, they were invited to a pizza party that I was going to throw after the fundraiser was over. So that was the first incentive that I offered. I then also incentivized them to sell a certain number of bags. For one gym, it was 5 bags. For the other gym, it was 6 bags. If they sold 6 totes, then they received a cinch sack that was personalized for them. Those come out of the hostess benefits. So everybody who sold 6 totes then got their own cinch sack. So it wasn't necessarily just the top seller. I wanted to incentivize everybody, because if you incentivize everybody, you're going to get more people selling than just one person that goes, oh, I'm never going to get the top sales, so I'm not even going to do it. So for me, I like to try and do something for the entire group that will work for everybody. And then I make sure that I set that number high enough that the sales will be high enough that I'm able to give them that we're going to have enough hostess rewards. So you just have to kind of watch your numbers there. And only incentivize them for something that you know that you will be able to get out of your hostess rewards, so you don't end up eating that cost out of your own pocket and your own benefits. But those are the 2 things that are the most common for me. I just did a youth fundraiser this month as well, and the youth group, I had already done a fundraiser for them last year, So they already had cinch sacks. So this year they said, honestly, their group are more of kind of that teenage years or preteen or teenage years. And they love to go down to the coffee shop that's just down the road. So for them, instead of doing an actual product, they wanted to do kind of the top 5 in sales, or I think we did 6 in sales. Each received a $10 gift card to that coffee shop. So for me, that was a little bit of cash out of my pocket, but to do $50 out of my pocket when I'm bringing in $3,000 to $5,000 to $1,000, depending on the fundraiser, really was not a big deal, and it got them selling. So I definitely do the incentives. You just kind of have to know your group and who your group is and what's going to really incentivize them. For me, with the gym, with the girls and the gymnastics groups, to even sell that one bag, you would be surprised how many sold one bag and didn't really do anything else just because they wanted to come to that pizza party. And for me, even that one bag times 10 girls is still 10 more bags that you would have never sold before. And in reality, little girls don't eat that much pizza. So for me, I ordered, I think it was 10 pizzas, 10 or 11 pizzas. I think I ordered, I think it was 10 pizzas. And it literally cost me $91 out of my pocket and a tub of lemonade. So it really wasn't that much money out of my pocket. And, I made over $1,000 in cash in my pocket from my commissions from that. So that little incentive goes a long way. That's what I have found.
Awesome.
Well, and I have to think.
This is why she's the queen.
Oh, stop.
She is.
Not the queen. I just have gotten lucky.
Sorry. Oh, we are a delay. I'm sorry.
You're breaking up, Marican.
Yeah, I thought something was happening. Can you hear me now?
Hang on.
Yes.
Am I back? Okay. So with my son, he just worked his tail off at school to help out with a fundraiser because he wanted a set of earbuds. They cost $2. So kids will work for anything. So offering incentives is an awesome idea. I can tell I'm getting a lot of feedback, so I'm going to let you take over, Beth, because obviously my internet's not too good right now.
That's okay. Okay, so the other things to keep in mind, what percentage of your sales are you donating back? You need to identify that with the fundraising organization up front. They need to know. Sometimes, and I mix things up depending on the organization too. Sometimes I will tier it. So the more they sell, the higher the percentage I'm giving them. So it might be that they're getting 15% if they sell under 1,000, and then it bumps up to 20 once they hit that $1,000 mark. But again, it just depends. And it also depends on what's happening with hostess rewards. Because if those are all mine to do with whatever I want, in the beginning of the catalog, I'm all for it because I want to own everything. By this point in the catalog, I already own everything. So I'm happy to give those away personally. And some organizations honestly would like to have a mix of actual cash and items, because a lot of them will take the items and then do silent auctions at upcoming events they have, or raffles or whatever. Again, depending on the organization and what other types of events they hold, it could be that that hostess exclusive item that's valued at $150 or whatever retail is going to be worth more to them than that % of the commission. So you need to work with them and see what's going to work out best for both of you, so that you both feel like you're coming out with it being a win for you.
Can I back up for one? If you're,
yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I didn't want.
No, go ahead. Go.
I just want to back up to one more incentive that I have done for the last couple gyms or a baseball team that I had done too. I work it back as well for the girls. So, and you have to work with your organization on this and how much profit they want in their pocket. But for like the last 2 gyms that I just did in the last 2 months now, I did a kickback to the girls. So they had to reach their 6 totes was their goal, is what I made for them. I set a goal for them. And if they hit that goal of 6 totes, I took the $14 per tote that the gym was earning. And then half of that went back to the girls' actual account. because what I've also found, especially when you're working with nonprofit organizations and with other gyms, is they want those profits to go back to the girls. So if they don't have a booster club, if they have a booster club, it's a whole nother thing because they can't put the money right into the girls' accounts. So if they don't have a booster club and they're not a tax deductible 3 organization, then they can actually take that money that you're giving to the gym and they can put it into the individual gymnast or athlete's account. So for another incentive for those athletes is if they hit that 6 tote, they know everyone that they sell up and above that, they're going to get half the profit directly to go back to pay their tuition or their competition fees or their equipment fees. So that's another huge incentive that you can offer if it's not a booster club that you're working with. PTOs and booster clubs are both the same. That all the money has to go directly to them and then they can tier it out. But if they're not a booster club or a 501c, then they'd be able to put it right into that person's account. So I literally gave them the money, told them how many people earned it and who they were, and then they split it up and put it in the athlete's account. So that makes another huge incentive if you word it that way in your letter as you're starting the fundraiser out.
Smart. I love it.
Absolutely.
It works really well. It's a huge incentive. It really selling.
Yeah. Genius. I love it. And then Janae, don't mute yet. Did you do, I know you did packets and stuff for the girls. Did you do online as well, like Facebook? Oh.
No, I don't, because then you mess with having to have them put their orders in and then trying to adjust the numbers. I don't do full catalog fundraisers at all. Just because I'm honestly too selfish. I live on my commission. It is my job, and that's what I live on, and that's what pays my kids' sports. For those of you that don't know me, I have a competitive gymnast, and I have a hockey player that plays year-round hockey. So I have 2 very expensive sports in our family. So I need every little bit of commission that I can get. So I selfishly don't do the full catalog fundraisers. So I don't really have that as an option for me. I literally do my fundraisers when I know that there's that low price point special coming up. And that's when I kind of hammer out out on my fundraisers. And I might have 2 or 3 in a month, which makes those months crazy. But then you might not have them for a couple months too. So, and I shouldn't say I have done full catalogs, but it's not too often that I do. If I do a full catalog, then I would offer online. But otherwise, if it's not, then I don't.
Yeah, I'm kind of the opposite. I guess I'm lazy. I like full catalog because it's less work for me. It's easy, right? So when I'm doing full catalog, absolutely, I'm going to do an online component. Just because that's how everybody's connected these days. If there's, going back to the rescue organization aspect, pretty much organizations have a Facebook page, a group, a fan page, whatever, and that's the main method by which a lot of the members communicate. So it makes sense to be able to post a party link and that sort of thing there, so that everybody has access to it. But yeah, if you're not doing full catalog, it does make that aspect more difficult, but you can make buku bucks off it, like Nene, if you offer just the special. Okay. Janae sent me pictures of her living room filled with boxes of these different things that have been delivered to her house. So we'll go ahead and get her take on that in just a second. If you are doing a fundraiser for a local organization, you can choose to ship to them, or you can choose to ship to yourself and sort the orders and do all that fun stuff. Definitely, it's going to be easier on your organization if you ship it to you and you sort for them. 100% guaranteed they're going to love it. So that is something to keep in mind, is that it is good customer service. And if you are keeping the Hostess Rewards or any portion of the Hostess Rewards, it makes sense to have everything shipped to you so you can pull out all your stuff before the organization gets it. So in almost every case, I will ship it to me, even though it is more work on your end to then go deliver to the main organization. I will say I absolutely am not going to deliver to individual purchasers. I deliver to the organization's central location, and then their coordinator can say, okay, stuff is here, I'll be here Monday from 2 to 4, come get it kind of thing. So at least it's just one drop-off point for me, not a million guest orders. So Janae, I don't know if you want to chime in on that. How long did it take you to sort your 687 boxes that I saw sitting in?
I don't know how long it took me to, honestly, it doesn't take me that long to sort them. It's just I'm so overcautious of putting the wrong bag in the wrong tote, but what I have found works really easy. I literally can now walk through my kitchen. I just actually delivered my last fundraiser from when these all started. So again, my kitchen is my office as well, but how it works is I literally open up boxes and then I put all the bags in color or pattern order, and then I literally start with my first sheet and I just start working my way through it. So it's crazy. It does take, it's work. It is definitely work. I will not lie, especially when you have a big fundraiser, but in the long run, it's definitely worth it. I deliver to my organization. I don't do any personally deliveries unless there's people I know really well or something like that. But for the most part, I send them all right to the organization and then have them do their pickups. They all have my contact information. I do sort all my orders and package them. I have them delivered to me because I do take some of the hostess rewards most of the time. It really kind of depends on the fundraiser because I do incentivize all those girls. So I use pretty much all of the product credit towards them and their rewards. But like the hostess exclusives that I got for my last one, I had 3 $1,200 parties in my last one. So I kept all of those hostess rewards, did a little Christmas shopping for myself, and then some of them went back into my stockpile downstairs, which I'm now doing bingo with as well. So another incentive, because they were all part of my fundraiser and they all bought a bag this month, they all received, when I did their orders, they all received a bingo card with like another postcard explaining my bingo game and to join my VIP group and play bingo with us to earn additional prizes. So those went into every single girl's bag as well. Just another way to grow my VIP group. So if I had them shipped directly to the organization, I wouldn't be able to put my business cards in with each one of those orders. I wouldn't be able to put the bingo cards in there to try and get them to keep coming back to me. You've got that fundraiser, and that's one time, but my main goal is to make new customers out of this, obviously, as well. You don't want to just have just the gym. You have to think outside the box and go forward with it too. So for me, if I can get my contact information in next month's special, so in each one of my bags, I put my bingo card, my business card, and next month's special in their orders as well when I delivered them. So they each got that as well, and something so they can contact me if they have any questions or concerns. So for me to come to me is much better than sending it directly to the organization.
No, I love it. I love it. And then do you do an in-person launch for fundraisers?
I do, yes. Yep, I actually set up a meeting time at whatever organization it is in front of all of the kids or teenagers or adults, whatever, if it's going to be a big fundraiser. And I go and I explain my order forms, exactly what's in their packet, show them the actual product. So for like this month when it was the medium utility tote, I literally showed them what the medium utility tote was and the Stantel insert and what they were. And then I left that there at the gym, and so they could put it on display with my flyer as well. So they could take outside orders instead of just the team girls. So if anybody wanted to come in and order. So I definitely do that, explain all the incentives to all of the girls and really get them excited about it, because that's your key. If you get them excited about it and you're in front of them and they see the product and they see you and they see how excited you are, then they're going to be more apt to go and sell for you.
Yeah, I prefer to be able to do that in-person launch. If for whatever reason you happen to be doing a fundraiser for an organization that's not local, at the very least try and do a video that you can post to their chairperson or to their page or wherever, so that at least they get to kind of see you in person if you happen to book something. I've done, actually I have done a fundraiser that was for an organization based in Louis, I think. And so obviously I couldn't just pop on over there. I'm down in Florida. So I did, videos and stuff like that to put my face in front of the people so they saw I'm like a regular person, not some weird corporate entity out in the middle.
Absolutely. All right, I'm going to switch us to the next one. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not, so let me know. Can you hear me? Okay. So important detail.
Yeah.
Before launch,
Yes, you're good.
there are many pieces of the puzzle that you want to make sure you have answered. So we have a checklist form that we're going to share with you. A lot of these things are things that we've already gone over. So I'm just going to briefly touch on them. And then we're going to give you all some opportunity to ask questions, because I know your heads are probably spinning and you have a ton of questions, right? So to begin with the fundraiser, you want to contact the chairperson. You want to figure out the dates, the percentage of your donation. You want to know all the information that you're going to put on your flyer. You want to know what kind of display you're going to have. You need to know if the group is tax exempt, because if they are, then you need to contact 31 and give them their tax exempt form, so that when you enter the orders, you'll be able to get the tax exempt. You also want to know the type of payment that you're going to do. You're going to want to put together a flyer. You're going to want to have a cover letter, and we have some samples of those to share with you all. You're going to decide if you're going to print out the flyers or if you're going to give that to the organization and let them print it out. You're going to decide if you're going to create packets for them, or if you're going to just give them a few catalogs and let them use the online link mainly. You want to make sure that you have display products and props for the organization if you're going to leave them with them for a short period of time, and for your launch when you do the display advertising and explaining it to them at the time. You're going to want to deliver those packets and make sure that the display is set up, or that you do your presentation with them as well. So all of these things are important things that you're going to want to check off your list. You're going to want to make sure that you are contacting this organization throughout the fundraiser. So you want to keep in touch with them, make sure you're answering any questions, take some of the orders if they already have some. It's a whole lot easier to gather those orders throughout than to wait till the very end and try to enter them all at one time. Collect payments, do the order entry, create a thank you postcard for each customer, or some kind of note that you're going to put in each customer's bag so that they'll have it. You're going to bag and tag all the orders when they arrive, if you choose to collect them yourself instead of send them to the organization. And then you're going to want to make sure that you mail out a thank you letter to the fundraiser chair along with the donation check that you're going to have a copy of. It's very important that you do not give them cash. Make sure that you do that in a check format so that you have a copy record for your taxes of where that money went, so that you'll be able to use that later. So that's a ton of details. And then we have one more quick thing that we want to make sure that you do. It is extremely important that you follow up. One of the main reasons that we do these fundraisers is not only to help out the organizations, but it's so that you'll collect new leads. This is going to connect you to a ton of new customers. So you're going to want to make sure that you have some way, some method to follow up with each one of these people. So put them in your regular customer follow-up funnel that you use. Maybe you use the follow-up system, postcard system that Beth and I have shared with you, or maybe you have some other type of follow-up. At the very least, you want to make sure that their email addresses are in your 31 back office, so that they're going to get your email monthly and contacts from you. You want to see if there's some way you can get them in that customer group on Facebook as well. Offer an incentive for booking their own party off the fundraiser. I like to do 10% of their party sales will be donated back to the organization, and that really tends to lead to more bookings from that. And I do tell that when I do the presentation for the organization at the very beginning. And oftentimes we'll book parties immediately just from offering that. Include a card in their bags with their orders so that they know where their stuff actually came from, thanking them and letting them know how much money their fundraiser actually raised. I love that part, that they actually know that they actually helped the organization to make money. So make sure to include how much they raised with that fundraiser so that they can really see the difference that the fundraiser really made for the organization that you were working with. So those are all of the tips and things we had for you all. We know that many of you have questions. I'm going to take this down so that we can see you, and so that we can make a list of everyone that is on the Zoom tonight, because we are doing a little giveaway for all of the attendees. So your name, if you are on the Zoom, will go into a drawing.
Yay.
Questions, go ahead and raise your hand. We've got some real experts here that can help answer your questions. So raise your hand and we'll unmute you if you have questions that you'd like to ask about fundraisers. All right. So I have all 7 of you.
Susan has a question.
Who was it?
Susan.
I see your hand now. I didn't see it before. Sorry, Susan. Muted on your end. There you go. You're unmuted now. Are you there, Susan?
Doesn't 30
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Doesn't 31 offer some extra books and stuff if you're doing a fundraiser?
Last I heard that was just for vendor events and just over a certain dollar amount of events.
$50 for vendor.
Unless that's changed.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, I think it is still
They
just.
should.
They should. You're right. They need to offer us a fundraiser program. Send that to 31. Tell them we want a fundraiser program.
I feel like we've been asking for that for 9 years.
No kidding.
But maybe one day.
Does anyone else have any questions? It was a ton of information.
Is everybody super proud of Janae for her amazing month? OMG.
Oh my goodness. And she obviously is our fundraiser expert here. So thank you, Janae, for joining us tonight and sharing all of your expertise, because you definitely are rocking those fundraisers.
Woo!
Definitely help you guys. Thank you, ladies. It's been an interesting month. I have never done like anything like this before. So I guess my biggest word of advice for all of you guys is don't be afraid of fundraisers. I've been with 31 for just over 5 years, and I was afraid for the first 4 years to even remotely attempt a fundraiser or think about a fundraiser. It seemed overwhelming to me. It seemed like no way would anybody ever want to even open their eyes to something like this or their ears to something like this. But you'll be really surprised once you get out there and are willing to put yourself out there and just ask them how many organizations will go, oh, that's a great idea, especially when you show them the fun incentives that you can offer and the really cool product that they can get in their hands. It's something different besides cookie dough and wrapping paper. And you'd be surprised how many people are sick and tired of selling chocolate bars and cookie dough and wrapping paper. So if you can offer them something else, they're open to the idea. It might not work for them. It might not. You might get no's. But if you put it out there for them to at least have the opportunity to look at it, you'll be really pleasantly surprised as to how many people open their doors to you. So don't be afraid of it. That's my biggest word of advice, because I was afraid of it for so long, and I really wish I would have jumped on this gravy train about 4 years ago.
Yeah. You know, and it's not like the cookie dough and wrapping paper are inexpensive either.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like overpriced wrapping paper and like, I mean, so many overpriced chocolate bars, not even yummy. And so for them to be able to get a quality product and raise money for the organization at the same time, and y'all notice what Janae did. She was offering medium utilities. So she's still getting all of her commission back in her check. She's not giving up her paycheck for this. Because of the way she structured it. So some months that's going to work. Some months it's, you know, the special doesn't really work out that way. It used to be, we used to always have the January thermal tote sale, and it was like the best fundraiser month ever. This year's January special, not so conducive to fundraisers really. But, you know, just keep your eye out for months where like we had large utilities sometime earlier this year, great month for that. Certain specials are definitely going to work better with it than others, but you don't have to forego a paycheck just to raise funds.
Yeah, I have a consultant this month that's using the iPad or the laptop case as her fundraiser. So she figured out how to offer the laptop case as a fundraiser, buying 3 and then taking the difference from that to do hers. Also, there is a way that you can still make money with a full catalog fundraiser, but it has to do with manipulating the way that you do the orders. So if that's something that you'd like to learn more about, it's a little complicated. I'd be happy to talk to you about that one-on-one, so that you can learn how to make, still get all your commission back, even if you do a full catalog fundraiser. Okay?
I've got one other things too, ladies, that I just want to share with everybody. When I first started and when I now do my fundraisers, I'm not a genius when it comes to this stuff. Trust me, I am a genius at not reinventing the wheel. 100. I am not a whiz on the computer. I cannot figure out how to do my own graphics. I'm trying to learn, but I am not. So please don't think that I am. I'm just like every single one of the rest of you. And trust me, if I can, all of you guys can do it as well. But there is an amazing group. And if you guys are interested in doing fundraisers, it is where I get everything. And I'm not kidding you. When I say everything, I get everything from this group when it comes to fundraisers. It's fundraising ideas for 31 consultants. If you're not in that group and you have any interest whatsoever of doing fundraising, get yourself in that group. It's only for 31 group. They post all your graphics, your order forms, your flyers, and all you literally have to do is go in and know enough in like PicMonkey or Canva to go in and put your contact information on them. And so very little manipulation when it comes to, if you're not part of that group, you need to be if you want to do fundraisers, because that is where I have gotten everything. So get into that group if you want to.
Yeah, for my team, Janae posted that link when she posted, I think with the video, you might have the link there in one of your posts. But
Yeah.
we can bump that or repost it.
Yeah. Fundraising ideas for 31 consultants. If you search for it in Facebook, you'll find it.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, ladies.
Thank you, ladies. This was great.
Thank you. Thank you all for joining us. I will be doing the drawing with Beth right after, and we will be posting the winner of the drawing and sending out some happy mail. So thank you so much for joining us. We hope y'all learned something. If y'all have any other questions, feel free to contact us individually, and we will get that link and the rest of the information posted out to the team, hopefully later on this evening. And then this video will be up hopefully tomorrow, depending on how my internet wants to upload.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Thanks, Janae.
Thank
All right.
you all.
Bye.